Hey viewers, you are watching the Savera and I am Manpreet Kaur. Markets and policymakers are watching closely after the United States announced a 25% tariff on any country doing business with Iran, a move designed to increase pressures on Tehran amid ongoing tensions. While the tariff might sound straightforward, analysis says the effective burden on India's trade could be much higher, potentially raising exciting duties to as much as 75%. The new measure announced by US President Donald Trump imposed a 25% tariff on trade with countries that continue commercial dealing with Iran. This includes nations that maintain import and exports links with Tehran. On its own, a 25% levy may not appear dramatic. But for countries like India, which already face relatively high duties on certain products entering the US, this could become significant. Here's why numbers like 50% or even 75% are being discussed. India already faced high tariff on many of its exports to the United States under exciting US measures, which according to the some trade data can reach around 50% on key products. If the new 25% tariff on nations trading with Iran is applied on top of those existing duties, that combined tariff burden on certain India goods could climb to around 75%, effectively making India's goods far more expensive and less competitive in the US market. Experts and strategists warn that headline figures alone won't tell the whole story. The proposed tariff is not yet backed by full implementation's details and how it is applied, whether with exemptions or targeted measures. Repeat, whether with exemptions or targeted measures will determine the real impact. Markets have reacted nervously to this layered tariff talks as investors consider the implications for trade flows and corporate earnings, especially in sectors that are heavily exposed to US demand. However, governments and trade bodies have pointed out India's relatively limited trade with Iran in recent years. Total bilateral trades has declined sharply since 2019 when New Delhi stopped importing Iranian oil under earlier sanctions. Modern figures shows India's trade with Tehran at only a fraction of its overall global trade. Because of this limited exposures, officials say the additional 25% tariff is likely to have a minimal direct impact on India's overall economy. That said, specific export segments such as basmati rice, tea have expressed concerns about demand and payment uncertainties. Some Indian exporters are reluctant to enter new contracts with Iranian buyers amid fears of sanctions and ripple effects from the US tariff move. Analysis suggests that the ultimate effect on how the US enforces the tariff and whether exemptions are offered. Trade discussions between India and the United States are also ongoing, and broader geopolitical shifts will play a role. For now, the specter of 50% or even 75% effective tariffs underscores the complexity of global trade policy, where headline figures can mask layered duties, broader negotiations, and economic realities on the ground. That's all for now. Stay tuned, The Savera. Do like, comment, and subscribe our channel.